Hey guys, it's Stitch and Jules here. Taking a little bit of a break from my weekly updates. I was so sick the last couple weeks. We're talking flu and then bronchitis and a couple trips to the doctor and all kinds of medicine, and I don't think I've been that sick for quite a while. And man, I tell you, if you get that respiratory stuff, I would say, get to the doctor as soon as you can to get some medicine, because I cough so hard at times. I thought I'd break a rib or something, or literally cough out my lungs. I've never coughed so hard in my entire life. But thankfully it's pretty much passed. My voice is almost completely back. That's the main reason why I haven't been able to record a video, is because my voice just went away for over a week. So, which my husband at first was kind of teasing me about a little bit, but it was all good. So, but I did get a lot of stitching done over the last 2 weeks or so, a week and a half since I did the last video. I couldn't really do anything else, so I spent a lot of time sitting in my stitchy chair and getting some stuff done and watching a lot of Floss Tube and checking out. I joined up with Stitch Mania, which was awesome. Seeing everybody's whips and all your completed projects and stuff it's so inspiring, and it just motivates me to keep stitching, and sadly also motivates me to keep going after new projects, which of course I just don't have time for, but I want to anyway. And I'm still debating on this one from Artisy that someone, I'm sorry I forgot who it was, but someone recommended Artisy to me, and there is exactly the kind of thing that I like to do. Is very similar to this up here, when it's a sort of a sepia toned print of the Brooklyn Bridge. No, not the Brooklyn Bridge, I apologize. The San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge, and it is beautiful. So what I'm debating on right now is whether I want to do the smaller pattern or the larger pattern. There's a sizable difference. One's probably at least twice as big as the other. So I'm still debating. I'll probably do the bigger one. I tend to, if I'm going to do these full cross stitch, like, the photography, realistic looking things, the bigger the better. Yeah, it just looks better, I think. I'd hate to do a little one and then feel like it didn't pop enough. So I'm thinking about that one. But as far as anything else, haven't made any progress on my Lizzie Kates in the last week and a half. Kind of put those aside, and I'll start those up pretty soon. But there's really just been two things that I've worked on the last week and a half. One was my Yoda piece, which I just kind of do periodically when I need a break from the big old world map 2 that I've been working on. But you can just see where it starts out, and it basically is going to be like, do or do not, there is no try. Yeah, I think that's what it says. But anyway, so I just kind of started out on that, and got that's a fair bit away, but I didn't really do a whole lot of that. What I did do was I worked a lot on my old world map. One of the things that I hadn't done before, which I should have done but I just hadn't done, is I hadn't printed out my entire pattern. And the reason why I didn't do that, because it's extremely large. There are over 200 pages of this pattern, and I'm only on page 6 or 7, I think, at this point. But just in case I lose the file for some reason in 10 years, because it could happen, and I'm halfway through and then suddenly I don't have the pattern and maybe I can't get it, and then I've wasted 10 years worth of work. So I decided to go ahead and print it out. I bought a binder, purple binder, because I love my purple, for it. And you want to see how many pages this is? Look, that's one pattern. That's my old world map. What I did was I took these, let me open it up here for you. I took these, just the, I don't know, what do you call these, plastic holders, and then I put, I don't know, maybe about 30 pages in each one and whatnot. And so I finally just put them in order, printed everything out, made sure that I had backups of everything, because this is not something that I want to mess around with and do incorrectly. But so I have all of that, plus I had a little bit more because I need to buy some more of these little protectors for some of my other projects and stuff. So, so I got that done, and so that made me happy. But my progress, let me just show you. I keep it in my little plastic bag here, because I only use, it seems kind of maybe weird, I think I've shown you this before, but I only use this size hoop, and it's a very small hoop, and it basically allows me to focus on a very small piece of the pattern at a time. And I find that I need that for focus, and I also need it just because this thing is so bulky that, you know, that sits in my lap, and then the hoop sits right in front of me. So, and when you got that, plus you got maybe a dog or two sitting on your lap as well, you know, I do what I can. So, but let me show you. Oopsie, where am I? Where's the new part? Oh, here's the new part. So that's as far as I've gotten. So it's another page or two beyond. And you can see I still have this area down here to do, and I still need to fill in the end part of the Europe, but it's very, very pretty. You know, I can't park with this pattern. It's something that, you know, parking is something that I've picked up just lately in the last so many months. And I see a lot of people doing big projects and they do park their stitches, but the problem with this thing is that by the time that I come back around to like this section, I mean, we're talking maybe a year from now, if I'm lucky, maybe earlier, but I can't leave the threads dangling for that long. I just cannot. I mean, when you've got all the dogs that I do, it's just, I can't leave things laying out. When I'm done cross stitching for the day, I try to put everything back in its place and put it all up, because I can't trust the dogs. And so, but anyway, so that's my old world map too. And in case anybody, I've had a few questions about where I got it, and just to remind you, I did get it from Golden Kite. Golden Kite's cross stitch site is pretty cool, but it's definitely not for the faint-hearted. There's so much. There's a lot of very difficult patterns in there, and this is definitely one of the more difficult ones, and it's primarily just because of its size. It's not hard to stitch. It's just it just takes, I don't know, a certain level of just persistence, I suppose, and I've always been rather stubborn about that. I was gonna see if I could find. Aha! Let me find this. Hold on. I don't think I showed you guys. I ordered some, I was on a site and I think they were having a sale or something, but I ordered, can you see that? It's sort of, what's it called? Buttercream. This is some buttercream. It is 14 count Aida. I got it from Garibaldi's Needleworks. It was very, very pretty. And I think it was, like I said, I got a link to it. I think it might have been on sale or something. But, so I'm going to use this for my Saturday evening post. It's a football Thanksgiving thing. I mentioned it before, but I don't have a picture of the pattern, and not a color one. And the color one really would show up, but I think this buttercream will look good against some of the colors that are in that. But the reason why I'm actually starting over, I had done a full page. I was probably 10% through with that project, but it never felt comfortable on the cloth that I was doing it on. It was never something that I just kept wanting to stitch on it, and I don't know why. So I went ahead and just got a larger Aida thread, or sorry, larger Aida fabric, because I'm finding it just, when I'm doing full cross stitch, full coverage on my patterns, it's just easier to use the larger ones. I do not understand how you guys do all these 36 count, 25 count, 28 count. They're fine for me for smaller ones like the Lizzie Kate, but I cannot use them for these really, really big projects. It's just, even with my reading glasses on, it just I'd be like, ugh, you know, right on top of it. So, so that's pretty much it for the week. I definitely want to finish the page on this old world map and get that done, and maybe move on to the next page. I am stitching it at a far faster rate than I usually do, and I'm thinking it's probably because I was sick, so I didn't do much else besides cross stitch. Well, I mean, I went to work every day, pretty much, but except for the days I already had off. But I'm just getting a lot done right now, and a lot of it's very repetitious as far as what I'm doing, so it's not too difficult. So while I'm making good progress, I think I'll just keep up with that. And then I think it's time to go back to the Lizzie Kate. the marriage one, I need to continue working on that because I got to make steady progress on that because we are going to visit my husband's parents in early July in Florida for their anniversary and our anniversary, and so it must be done before then, and it's gonna look awesome. But I also got in the Lizzie Kate, the most recent kit, the she thought she could, she believed she could, so she did. And I really want to get started on that. I have this great idea. I would love to, and if anybody knows of anybody that does something like this, but that project is going to be for this little girl she's probably 8 or 9 at this point, and she is just like the toughest little thing I've ever met in my entire life. And she has always been so determined to do so many different things. And what I would love to do is find a frame where I could put the cross stitch, you know, in the middle somewhere. And it might even just be a picture frame with multiple picture things. But I want to put put the cross stitch in as part of it, and then put some pictures of the things that she does, the swimming, and when she did martial arts for a while, just all the different things that she does, just to really kind of, you know, encourage her and keep her going. But she is a super fireball. But she's the reason why I got that pattern, and I definitely I'm going to be on the lookout. So if anybody knows of a frame that I could incorporate a cross stitch in, perhaps with pictures around it, I think you guys understand what I'm saying. So, but hopefully it's something that I can get. I don't have a deadline for it. I think when I finish it, I'd love to send it to her then. There's no special occasion for it. It just needs to be sent. So, other than that, I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Happy stitching. Love watching you guys on FlossTube and checking everybody's work out on Stitch Mania. And keep on working, and hopefully I'll have something, some more progress a little bit later on. You guys take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.